Hello, hello everybody. So I'm super excited today about our marketing course, and we're gonna cover all the aspects of coaching. So in this session, I really want to focus on how you design your life, how you can dive into all areas of your life. And if you have this marketing course, usually it's about the business, right? And that we wanna share or the aspects of career, business as a yoga teacher, how to create a brand, so far, and so on. And in this session today, I really want to go deeper. So I want to open it a bit more into our whole life. And that's just for you personally, if you're interested in really redesign all the aspects. Look into all the corners where you feel good and where you feel you have like potential. So means that you really in your unique, authentic self, you can express yourself, you can really work into the world, you can expand what you can do and what you achieved and all your skills and all that. So, but in the background, on the shoulders, in the halo, sometimes we have something we are not happy with. And today we wanna really dive deep into those areas. Wanna really dig into life, deep into life, and see if we can lift from the foundation, from what we bring into humankind, what we bring from our purpose. We're really free to do it because we built the foundation on a very complete, very profound level. And so that's why I want to introduce you a method today. And there are many, many methods in the world about coaching. And I want to introduce a method which is about designing your life. And this design your life is taking care of all the areas. And we rethink what is what we want to cover here. And so it's like a bit abstract maybe, but let's say coaching, if you have someone you want to coach, the most important thing is that you listen, so that you really open up to this person or to this group of people you want to transform, you want to coach, you want to support, you want to help. And in this idea, it's very important to really train active listening. If you have somebody talking to you, then it's very important that we close our voices in the head, our thoughts, that we become more or less neutral and really open to whatever appears in the field, and that we take that as it is, just not judging, that nobody has to justify, that we have no opinion about it, that we really neutral in this position, that the coachee can really open up to us. And so in this connection, it's also very important what we have as a tool from the tantric philosophy already, which is great, that we feel this intrinsic good in everything, that we have this Shri element running through our collaboration, through the relationship into this with the coachee and the coach. And Shri means, as you know, that it's like the intrinsic good in everything, and also that it's something, let's say, so the person has unique qualities and has a unique expression to express him or herself, and we just appreciate, we just consider, or we just let it be as it is. So because this person is in the world, this person has a certain quality bringing into this world. It comes with a purpose. So, and we acknowledge that set of qualities in this person and don't judge about anything. We just say, okay, it's because it's there at this moment in this quality, we can acknowledge, we can appreciate. And from there, we can also move more into, like what we want to see or what the person wants to see. So, and what we do is like we really give the hand, we really support the person in its way to potential it wants to achieve. And we are not the ones who decide what needs to happen. It's the person, it's the coachee who really, decides, okay, that's where I want to go, because we need that also intrinsic motivation. The person is, nobody is good in doing something which was told. It's better to have this insight, like, oh my God, yeah, true. So that's what I really want to do, and we help the person from this space. And this space, where is this space? This space is in the heart. This space is in the real, like the real sankalpa, the real intention, the first A of Anusara Yoga. That's where we come from. So we give the person this space, and if we think about the heart, then it's the space where we feel this freedom, where we feel this expansion, where we feel this opening. And if we have that feeling and this freedom, we could do whatever we want, then this is the place we start with the designing of our life. And so to give you a little understanding of what we have as areas, so think about your whole life, and let me explain to you how it works. Think about your whole life as something which has good aspects and something where you're not really happy about. Let's say some people have a good family life. They're super happy because it all runs smooth, but the fulfillment in the career is not really happening. Or some people, they have money issues, but have a really good community running around and friends helping them, so they really feel good. And some people, they have they also want to have some intimacy, a good good whatever romantic life, but miss a bit out, or having a good spiritual aspect, have a good spiritual connection. So all those things are more or less sometimes not balanced. So we cannot succeed in all those areas of our life at the same time, we think, right? So, and that's why the design your life, those areas are really important, that we really think through it. So I did it years ago, and I wanna today also show you some of my dreams I had, and I wrote down. And I tell you what, if you think about it, and if you write it down, and if you really go deep into your heart desire, how we say, right, into the deepest heart desire, then this is the most truth, the innermost truth you can express for yourself. And this usually is also, the universe has your back, so this is what the universe listens to and creates. So it manifests in many interesting ways you not have any control about. And that's the whole idea of the universe, the whole idea of the energy running, the Shakti running, and is creating all the time this manifestation of what we really want to see happen. And it doesn't matter if it's big or small, if it's like something we think, oh, that can never be. It's like the universe doesn't care about the size, or if it is it like relevant for anyone else or us. It's just this what we can create as the biggest potential for ourselves. And that's why the design your life is more like dream your life. Think about like how could be the best life ever imagined for yourself. So that's exciting. That's exciting idea. So it's nothing happens. You just write down what you really want to have in your life, like in all those areas. Usually we don't do that. Usually we say, I'm not happy. This is not working. You know, I had this as an example. I had like 2 weeks ago, I was like, oh, my friends, I'm with COVID and the pandemic, and then they like all in their homes and nobody's really reaching out at the moment. Do you have that too? So, and then you cannot meet, and it's all complicated. I was like, and then one friend was not answering and had no time, and I was like a bit like, so it's like, is it me or is it just the situation? And so then I started to write down, okay, how do I want to see those aspects of community, of relationships, of friends, and wrote everything down. And it was really an eye opener. So because I never did that, I just was in my misery with that this person or this 2 or 3 people wouldn't reach out to me. I felt bad. So I made a whole list of people I knew, and I made even a ranking, like, okay, this is like super good, like I would love to meet this person, and I would do. So I had like 20 people, and then I started to text them like, hey, what about meeting? And then one friend asked me like, hey, yeah, so we haven't met for a while. What's the occasion? So what's the reason why we have to meet? I was like, hey, what about friendship, right? And the person said like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's true. Let's meet. So what about Sunday? So I was like, yeah, that's cool. So and then another friend, yoga teacher I really like, so she came back and said, yeah, let's meet. So we met, and that was the most amazing afternoon I had with this friend. And we exchanged so many things, and it was so universal and felt so good to hang out for one after, like hours and hours and hours we would talk. And then in the evening I was so fulfilled, like with this like random in a way happening meeting, that I totally forgot about this, those friends who would not come back to me or anything. So you see, it's all perception. It's all how we think about what's happening, and if is it us or not. So, and then let me just give you an idea about the areas we want to cover today. So first, we want to cover the aspect of the body. So body usually is like very, we are born with this body. It's an expression of, yeah, our embodiment also as a being. And of course it's super important because we look at it all the time. And I think it's also in the media and in society a thing, like the body is a thing which is, you know, on many levels comparable. And you have so many role models running around, and body is such an important thing. It's quite a distraction if you ask me. But I also like to have my hair nice, and then look also nice, and you know also want not to be, like in a certain shape. So I really want to maintain a certain shape, a certain fitness that you can see, that I'm also want to do like the yoga. And we as yoga teachers, we are really depending on that, So, and so the idea here is the body that we explain in the first, like the first step we do in all those we go or areas we go through now, and I will send you a little PDF then later, little like document where you can have those, and it's those areas, and we talking about 18 areas, 18 areas we want to cover, and those areas we want to really see through. So I read to give you a good bit of like an idea how to work it. Area one would be the body, right? So we talk about first step about how we would like to have our body, or how we would like to feel in our body more. So it's like more like dreaming about like the perfect body, or whatever you think would be important as a feeling, and then you put that into the present. So it's very important that you say, I feel in my body, da, 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 da. It's not like I will feel, I want to feel, in the future would be nice or something. No, it already happened. So you made it already happen. That's trick to do it. I hope you can see me with the light here. It's like sun is coming out, and then the second step, let's say A is dreaming about, B, the second step would be put a ranking. So say, okay, from a number from 0 to 10 or 1 to 10, you want to say, okay, where do I feel from that ideal or from that potential I could have? Where do I feel am being now? So let's say you have a 8 if you feel already very good. You have a 4 if you like completely unsatisfied. You're like, no, it's like I want to change everything about my body. Then it's super cool. You put a ranking whatsoever. And third step, C, would be how it is today. So, so let me read one thing I put down. Okay, so for the body, first area, I say, okay, 61 kilo. It's like such a some psychological weight I have in my head, and then I say, my body is strong and flexible. So I can establish advanced asanas, let's say. At the same time, my body is soft to the heart with sensitivity. I can feel the energy around me. I still look younger than I am, so which is true. I like that. And I have a toned muscular body. So I'm 53, so you can see, okay, I have a toned muscular body, so that's what I also like, to show some, to like have some muscles to show or whatever. And my body is full of energy and power. So that's what I said. It's a very, maybe it's a very bachelor style explanation. I don't know. It's like, it's just, when I share this, it's just something I like in my head, like, oh my gosh, that would be, I want to have a bit of like toned muscles, want to feel flexible, want to be flexible, strong, do all the asanas I want to do, have a lot of energy in my body, and I look young and fresh and energized, and all this one I want to have in my body present. So, and then I put ranking 8. It was like 2-3 years ago, and at the moment I would put like 7, because I'm not really I don't like COVID. Like I had like injury in my elbow. I couldn't practice anymore. I gained some weight. I was like, I didn't do that much. I couldn't. Then I had a knee injury. I was like, oh my God, like I cannot practice what I want at the moment. I gained some weight with the COVID. I cannot run out of the house. I'm completely paralyzed, you know, in my body with the pandemic situation. So and then I was like, okay, but at this time I was like, okay, I had like 62 kilo instead of 61, which is pretty amazing. At this time now I gain really a bit more weight, and then I said I like my body, and it's both strong and flexible. So ranking 8 makes almost sense, right? But sometimes I would like to have more energy for the day, especially in the morning. Also, I would like to build up a little bit more muscles for the outer shape of my body to look more attractive, to feel better. Yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, so it's like it's me, and so you can think now, oh my God, whatever you want to think. But it's up to you to say what you think, what you feel. You know, you just be super honest, like really thinking about, okay, if I think about my body, how do I want to feel? And you bring that feeling into the first step, into the A. Then you say, okay, now I think what's there, what is happening, and then you put a ranking like a number 1 to 10, and then you make C the third step. You just say, okay, that's how it is at the moment, right? So and that would be the first area. And I put you, as I said in the document, you can just go through and then have also a whole explanation about all the steps and what I just teach you here. So, and second, so let's just go through the 18 areas. Second would be business or career. And so I put, for instance, I'm a respected, so A would be I'm a respected yoga teacher. Give teaching on asanas, alignments, anatomies, therapeutics, pranayama, meditation, scriptures, philosophy. I'm invited to lead teacher trainings, workshops, and retreats on a national and international scale. So it was like years ago, right? Like 5 years ago or something. And I'm a respected yoga studio owner, expand and follow my vision for the studio every day. We are solid, attractive, top 3 studio in Berlin, earning money. I can care for my family, covering all costs and needs they have, my family, my kids. So, you know, it sounds okay. It sounds pretty manageable actually. So I put a ranking 7, um, and I asked myself then, see what is happening. Yeah, would I do what I do if I had all the money in the world? Yes, I would do it. You know, still, if I would not have to do it, I would still do it. I love my job. I love what I do. It's so amazing. I'm at the moment I'm running a 300 hours teacher training here in Berlin, my studio. Super much fun. I'm really super excited. Everybody, and I'm so blessed with my group, and they, you know, working so hard to really become great teachers. And exactly, that's from the heart. That's what I want to do, to help like all my trainees and to, yeah, for transformation. And so then yeah, C was, as I said, yeah, we are a startup. It was like 5 years ago. The feedback is quite amazing. Our image is bigger than we are. Means, yeah, they think we super like big and stuff, but we were like still running um, on low numbers, and the competition quite strong. This is true in Berlin. There are over 300 yoga studios. Isn't it crazy? 100 or 300 yoga studios, right? And um, the only obstacle is the financial situation. I said, as a startup, we are struggling with the cash flow, which is, you know, common there because we invested also a lot. Um, um, but I'm optimistic to increase the numbers month by month. I have to say, 5 years later, now I'm reading it again. It's a bit funny for me to, oh my gosh, what did I wrote like back the day? I have to say, we really the top three studio. We have like 2,500 people coming to the studio. We really worked through the pandemic, even, like made it all happen with online classes. I can really take care of my family. And I'm also invited to workshops, to trainings, national, international. So it's interesting. It all happened. So I wrote this down, and now it's there. So, and that's the beauty of like designing all those steps, all those areas. If you not feel really comfortable with one of the areas, sit down, write it down, and then look 1 year later. You will be shocked, you will be excited, like surprised how good it all works. It's unbelievable, I have to say. So money is the third area. So money is like a very common thing. So it's very important, money. So that's why it's sometimes you think, yeah, is it good? Where is there money? But if you think about it and go all through all the areas, then it really makes sense. It's really interesting. And money, so you can put whatever you think should money do for you. Then you do a ranking and you say, okay, how is the money situation at the moment? You do the same with the relationship, right? And I have to say, so back then, 5 years ago, I was not in a really, was a bit like with my wife, 15 years. And so I wrote this down. I said, how would it be? How would it be perfect? So I'm in a loving relationship, full of respect and security. My wife and me are taking care of each other, holding each other from the heart. So that's what I wanted to see. And it's then I said, to be honest, so I said, it's 7 ranking. It's not that bad, but actually it's not easy to say how my wife feels. There is a gap of communication about our relationship. That's already a sign in my eyes. We are not tender or intimate with each other. Very true, very honest. So most of the time we are occupied by the kids. There's no time or space anymore for regular relationship. It is quite dissatisfying for both of us. Our talks are mostly organizational, so about organizational stuff, or about business, or about the kids. It's rare. It's not really often about ourselves. So I was like, so, but then, like bing, I wrote that down, and 1 year later, my wife, she would, after 15 years, separate. So it was like really not working. And so I didn't ask for it, but I asked for this super nice relationship, right? So and then I found like half a year later, I was in a teacher training in Berlin with the international teacher training with Sienna Sherman, and so I found very like the love of my life, and I have to say, and then I put it down, and I wrote like 2 years later, I wrote ranking 10. So I had it, so I was like, so I'm in a loving relationship, full of respect and security. My wife and me are taking care of each other, holding each other from the heart, and having a great intimate life too. So this was exactly what I put in the first place, in my dream. So I could now just copy it and say, hey, it's exactly how I always wanted to have it. So it's I don't know, maybe it's all fantasy, but it's really working in mysterious ways, I have to say. So, but so my experience doesn't need to be your experience, but if you want to try, I really encourage you to try it in one of those areas, or in 3 of those areas, or in all of those areas where you feel like, hey, I really could imagine that would be the best thing ever, the dream I have about da da da. And it doesn't matter if you feel you're capable of, or if you feel this never can be because, it doesn't matter, because what you write down is just the full potential which could be there. So then we also talk about romance, yeah, and so let's say romance is something also very personal, and I had the same experience with romance. So I had like ranking 4 in my 5 years ago life. Then I was like, everything changed. Da, 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 da. Universe took care of it, and then it was 10 again. So I was like, oh my god. So um, so I wrote down, it's really funny. Yeah? I wrote down, I cannot believe it actually. I'm in a romantic life. I'm in a romantic beach house with my wife, surrounded by the ocean, sun, and beaches. She is very happy to be with me. She loves my romantic side. I have dinner once a week in a great restaurant with amazing food, holding her hands. Candles are around us, warm, cozy tones of color. So that was my idea of romance. Maybe I'm a bit male brain style, but that was like, ah, yeah, I want to have this romance, right? Ranking 4 at this time. So I don't want to talk about what happened, but it was not really happening. So then, 2 years later, ranking 10. So I wrote exactly this down, what I wrote before, because my wife is living in Marbella now, and she lived in Marbella. We had like a beach house, we had the ocean, we had the beaches, and candles, we have like dinner, we holding our hands, we like in the most romantic environment. Like weeks ago, we like weekend we went for Tarifa for a beach village, and then we had like this spa hotel, and then we checked in for one night, and we had like super romantic, so everything, and so it never happened before, of course, because of the kids and circumstance and blah blah blah, but actually universe took care of it. And I have to say, it's stunning how like can be from a ranking 4 to ranking 10. So you're gonna not believe it, but mm, try it. It's really fun. So this was number 5 was romance. Number 6 is sex. So yeah, 6 sex, that makes sense. And so I don't want to go into it. Just saying, ranking 10 is now. So already, and before it was 0. So you see, like it can really be a big span, right? So I really open up now, being super honest about my personal life, but it's also it's needed. You need to be super honest to yourself. Like nobody knows, but actually you need to make that happen, right? So you need to really tell yourself, like, hey, this is what I want to see. This is nobody asking me, nobody is interested in that, what I'm writing down, but my innermost heart desire, which is only for me, nobody knows about it, but I write it down. That's how I would like to feel. That's how I put it in the first step. I feel like da 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 about my sex life, about my romantic life, and then you put a ranking, and then you say, okay, that's how it is now. And then you look back after 1 year, and you will see the magic happened. It's unbelievable. So, and then community is the 7th, and community is also friends and stuff. So I talked about it in the beginning, and so it was 8. Now, like weeks ago, it was like really, I had the feeling like 5. So I rewrote this section. I said, yeah, this area was always great, but now it's not great anymore. Why is it? How do I want to feel? And then I wrote it down, actually 20th of September, so 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago. So, and I wrote down, I'm invited all the time by friends to dinner, birthdays, parties, events, opening vernissages, concerts. I'm a very wanted friend and person, so I didn't feel that anymore, you know. I have many friends both in Berlin and Marbella and all over the world. I really admire and enjoy to hang out with. I do everything and some really nice things for them so they know they are important to me and I care. So that I care. I make new friends every week and have big parties to take care of them. I feel wanted and trusted. I can share all my thoughts and feelings with them. So, and then I made a whole list, like I see here, like 20 names, and I connected to them. And what can I say? 2 days later, I met already 4 friends and I met 3 new friends. Isn't it crazy? So just to write it down what you want, it's not that it's created, it's also your, you just radiate this energy. You open more, you like more curious about meeting people, connecting to people, if someone says hello, because this is on your agenda now, right? Does it make sense for you? So, and I have to say, it really brought this into my focus, this into my attention that I want to change something. And so, universe, I asked the universe to help me with it. So, 8 would be character traits, means yeah, just traits, let's say I can read it to you. I'm a man of high self-efficacy, playful, curious, brave and focused. Neither have anxiety nor fear. I'm structured and full of discipline. I wish. I have a high accountability. Everybody can count on me. So this is already something, yeah, I really want to see. And then I said ranking was 7 plus. I put even a plus, so everything. 7 is 8. It's not 8, but it's also not that bad. And then I said, okay, what is now? I'm convinced that I can achieve everything most of the time. I have a strong connection to my self-efficacy. I'm curious about life, people, culture. I can be very focused. I miss discipline and accountability in some fields, not everywhere, but in some fields. I have the feeling that I'm limited to some areas with my strength. I have habits which are weakening my potential. So don't let's go into this too much, but there's things. Okay? Well, this is about the character traits, and then 9 would be family. Family is super important, and I had the same. I said I'm a great father like 5 years ago, right? It's okay, I read all this to you because then you have like really an idea like, okay, how you can connect and get some inspiration for your own thoughts. I have a great father, spending quality time with my children, approach and teach them for life. They know and respect me as a father. There's a deep love in the family. I have a close connection to my brother and other parts of my family. Yeah. So and then ranking was 7 and now it's 9. So I really worked on it, I have to say, but also just to become more conscious about, observing if this is put into your head, like, this how I want to have it or how I dream about it, what's in the way actually, right? So, and I was like, why isn't it like that? So, and I said back then, fortunately, I can spend time with my kids, but it should be more quality time. I should figure out their needs. I was always busy with my stuff and they had to follow. If I'm with my kids, I try to make the best out of it for me, not for them. That's true, I have to admit, confess. I love them, but I'm not in the mood that often to play with them. If I'm with my kids, I'm usually exhausted or tired. Yeah, that was the truth, And I worked on it 2 years later. I had a ranking 9, and I could really say I worked with them much more. I really focused more on them. I put more quality time. I thought more about what they want, what they need, and we're really in a loving relationship now. So also with them, getting older and like they 12 and 11 now. And yeah, it's something really important for me. And so why wouldn't I think about it? Why wouldn't I really dig deep into it? So 10 would be time. Time is also a very crucial aspect and area in life. And so, usually people feel stressed maybe, or they overwhelmed and they never have time. And where do they want to spend the time? And, time is crucial. And that's why it's good to think just about time. How do I want to feel in the time? Like, do I have enough time for everything? Do I really feel I get everything done I want? And then you make the ranking, and then you say how it is. Relationship to the self is 11. That's also very important. Yeah, how do you feel about yourself? How is your relationship to yourself? Is it, actually happening? We as spiritual teachers and practitioners, usually we have a relationship to the self, but if we businessman or not that connected to the body, then usually we don't even have a connection. Then 12 is also very nice, is bad habits. Yeah, it's not nice, but it's bad habits, right? And we want to focus on that also. What are my bad habits and how can we work on them? 11 is um, 12, 13 is home. Home is super important. So I put, like, when I started, I had like a 6 ranking, and so I have to say now it's 9. So it's really in the last 5 years, 4 years, it really was working towards it. Um, so because also of the relationship, but it's not the reason, it's never the reason of someone. You can say, yeah, it's the fault of, my wife was a messy, or my husband doesn't care about the da da da, but there's never a solution in it. So you really think, hey, how would I love to have my home? I would love to have my husband helping me with the dishes every day. I would love to the kids have cleaned their room, that they take care everybody, the whole family of the house, right? Doesn't it sound familiar, guys? Yeah, because it's also about the relationship. It's also most of the time very, yeah, very crucial that this is in a good balance, also in harmony. Then something I like is 14, personal space. So usually we don't think about, yeah, we have a relationship to ourselves, we have the friends, we have the family, we think that's all already us, but the real personal space is really important, that you have your time for your meditation, for your practice, for your well-being, that you take care of yourself, that you have time in the sauna, in the gym, just your personal space. Or you also can say, hey, it's in my home, in my home I have my room that looks like that. So I want to have this, and I want to feel really not dependent or uninterrupted if I do my own stuff. And so things like that. How do you want to feel about your personal space? How would it look like? How would it feel? And then 15 is a very good one too. And they're all good actually. Yeah, it's learning. So 15 is learning about something, and yeah. So do we really grow in the relationship of the self, in our authentic self? Do we really have something we can learn from, or we really grow into certain areas of our life? Or do I have the feeling I'm stagnating? So how do I want to have that? And maybe it's not easy because, yeah, what should I learn? I don't know. But just thinking about it already makes it very precise then. So, and that's also the task here. You know, some areas are not easy because they're not obvious to us, or we're not connected to this area of, let's say, learning, but more of the uh, whatever friends, you know. So, and this is also, maybe it's contradictory. So then we need also to see, what do I really want to do? It doesn't matter if it like I want to learn like like 3 new languages, and then you think, but I don't have the time. But that's not the problem here. That's not the idea here to think about if you have the resources or not. It's just putting the best you can imagine, the best feeling into this area. You say, okay, I want to speak 2 languages. Like my wife is from is Dutch, so I want to speak, Dutch, and she lives in Spain. I don't speak Spanish. Maybe I should put that today, right? So, like I can speak fluently Spanish, Dutch, that I can talk to all the people in Spain and also to my wife and their family fluently, because I can do a little bit, but yeah, it's more or less nothing. So it's like that could be something nice, right? But it's not on my agenda. So, but if I think about it, hey, why not put it there and then look back in 2 years? It's really interesting how it unfolds then. So, can you follow so far? I hope it all makes sense to you and you have some fun with it. And here's the number 16, and then we closing soon, is fun and adventure. So that's one of my favorites. Fun is so important, what all the stuff, like all those duties and all the heavy stuff and the family and the obligations and the stuff I have to do and the time pressure and the success and the growing and the learning. And then I should have a relationship to myself also, and create a personal space and have money and a nice home and everything. But is it really fun? So maybe we should create an area in our life where we have fun only. Yeah. And that's, yeah, make it happen, think about it. What's fun for you, and this is super individual. What could be an adventure? What could be something you really want to have in your life? Make it fancy, make it fun, make it like super crazy stuff. Maybe you want to be in a balloon, or you want to see the North Pole, or you always wanted to go for diving, or sailing, or whatever. Put it there. It's something you feel like what you did as a kid, horseback riding, or you played tennis and you never got back to it. So make something you had a good feeling maybe as a kid, but then if but I'm not that flexible, I'm not that fit anymore, or whatever. It doesn't matter here. It's not about the resources. It's about, hey, that would be really fun if da da da. But if you can skip, it's just like, hey, I would love to go for horseback riding every week, have my own horses, like the super great Arabic horses, which are the best horses in the world, and having a buddy going with me, and then we do this adventure at the beach, horseback riding. It doesn't matter if it's real or not. Is it realistic or not? Just make it, put that out. Bring that into the world. And then 17th, of course, we need also spirituality. So if we talk about spirituality, yeah, is it happening? What is spirituality? What do I want to really feel here? The eternal aspects of yourself, put it here. And then 18th is most important, I would say, health. Health is the most important thing. If you're not healthy, you cannot achieve anything of all those other things. So what about my health? And that's why it's also the end part. 18 is health. So put that out. how do I really am? Do I know actually if I'm healthy or not? Or should I do a test or should I do a check? Uh, do I do everything to know what my health is, the truth? But first you put out, okay, I want to be super healthy, never feel sick. The word disease, disease came from dis-ease, you don't feel at ease, so it's like already something in the word which shows you that you in a way not healthy if you don't feel super healthy, if you don't feel energized, and if you don't feel if you always feel tired, then you can already do something to work on. You can already say, okay, I always want to feel awake, energized, no pain in my body, my skin is like shows my health, and I feel great in my body, and it's all working, and on my, I'm free to move in movements, and so I have everything I need, or I have like conditions. I have like let's say, I had a migraine for years, and every week, and then I would like put, okay, I want to have like this health of, and then I would put a ranking. I would say, yeah, but I have migraine. Da, 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 da. So I tell you what, I had this migraine for many, many years. I got sick every year, twice a week. And then for 8 years, nothing happened. I was like free of migraine, free of flu, free of anything. Last year I was in Costa Rica. It hit me a fever, so it was like a bit, oop, what happened? But so we can also work on those structures in our life to really deeper level to really feel healthier, and it will happen at a certain point. Yeah, so but it's your thing, it's your health, it's your condition, it's not about me, this is about you guys. And so that would be the last point, would be 18 health. And if you want to work it through, so I bring you all the areas in the chart also, and put also a little explanation how you can work it in those 3 steps. And then if you want to choose one, you feel like, oh my god, this is amazing, I want to work it, or you choose 3, or the best would be you just go through all of them. So I did it, and I have to say it has really changed my life. It really, I feel, in so many areas, it really was magic happening, and I feel so more fulfilled. And I don't know if this design your life method was, but it's there, and so why wouldn't I do it? So sometimes I see with my friends, as I told you, or with other aspects, it's not really, it doesn't feel really a 10, so it really feels like a 2 or 3 or 4. Let's have a look into it, and then see what's happened. And that's the beauty of this also. You go into all those areas, and then it's easier. Then you really yeah, customize. After 1 year, you really tune a bit into it, or you see, this has changed, so you can also rewrite and say, hey, I need this completely rewritten, and then see what happens. But it's not, you don't need to have the whole work again and again. You just pick stuff out of it, and then the magic will happen. So I hope this whole session is useful for you, and give me feedback, write it down, tell me what happened. You can send me also your parts you want to share, and I can then also evaluate and say, yeah, this is a very good wording. So don't use, in the first step, don't use words like negativity, like negative words. Don't put yourself down. So make it like this, open, let's say, and yeah, yes to life wording. Okay, so this is already happened. I feel great. It's not about I have no da da da. I did it. I couldn't or whatever. It's not. This is not good, right? So you put it always into a positive wording, and then the magic will happen. So if you want to send me to read your stuff, if it's really there, then you can to manifest as an affirmation. Then you can send it to me. I can have a look at it. I can also have a talk if you want. You can call me, whatever, to discuss this. And I'm happy to support you guys and help you to design your life. I hope it works all out. Thank you very much and have a great day. Bye.